Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started working on a MacBook. It's been a while since we worked on a MacBook because it's been a while since I have not had to be a really hands-on manager. But now I am free of that, so I can actually spend some time fixing a board with all of you the way that we used to. So this board is going to be a pain in the ass because it has one of those cases that sticks itself onto the bottom of the computer. I hate these cases. Alright. Open this thing up. How can I help you?
Keep that around?
Oh, absolutely. The moment she walks in again, just like literally just hand her her own article. Such a fucking... Anyway. Yeah. So the landlord of mine that was screaming about how I'm a freeloader because I gave her 8,000 instead of 12,000 was actually featured in Bloomberg. And she said in Bloomberg, quote, "We're not going to be bullied by landlords. What are they going to do? Find a new tenant?" So we printed out a copy so that when she walks in again to berate me in front of my staff, in front of my customers, and to talk down to us as if we're less than pieces of shit, what I'd like to do is I'd like to hand her the Bloomberg article that features and quotes her saying, "We will not be bullied by landlords. What are they going to do? Find another tenant," or something like that. So that is what Paul just printed out. Someone said echo. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on, I just made it back to work. I don't want to fucking troubleshoot random shit. Don't make me. No. Don't make me troubleshoot random shit. Come on. No, you fucks. I swear I'll fix this board without recording it. Bastards. Yeah, let's see. Mic with effects goes to 2. Mic no effect. Mic with effects goes to track 1. No effects goes track 2. All right. Let's see. You bastards. Okay. There was an in-depth article in the shop to do the Hunter Biden laptop. Very interesting. Wilmington News Journal. I'll check it out later. A lot of people got really mad at me for covering that. And the thing is, like, I wasn't coming at it from the point of giving a fuck about Hunter Biden or Joe Biden. I was coming at it from the standpoint of, as a repair shop, what would you have done? But, like, that's just... Asking people to focus on that was just a little too much. Okay. So, the question that we have here is what's going on with this MacBook, right? That's our question. So when plugged in, we're going to see how many amps it takes. And okay, we got a light. We had 2 amps and then nothing. Back to 22 milliamps. All right, so 22 milliamps. Did you see the Linus video about the drive saver scandal? I watched a very short amount of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. Because, like, for me, I already know the way that Drive Savers does business, so I don't need to hear it from somebody else. Perhaps that sounds arrogant. It's just, like, I've had enough of my customers bring me phones where they were quoted, 1 or 2K at Drive Savers, and then I opened it and it was literally a charge port or a screen. So I know how they do business. Regardless of whether or not Drive Savers, quote, stole, end quote, the idea on how to fix that. And I believe Jessa, because Jessa was saying they were asking a lot of people literally days before she released that video how to do it. I believe Jessa when she tells me that they didn't know. But let's say they did know. Let's say they 100%. Does it really change the fact that their business model in many ways is... We are going to have a very, very large referral network, and we are going to use that referral network to have people believe that we are the be-all, end-all experts in our field and get all these jobs in, and then really just kind of focus on beating as much money as possible out of each job. If you have a drive that only has a bad enclosure, like the drive itself is fine, just the USB enclosure is bad, and the customer thinks it's bad, and then you get them their data back, technically that is data recovery. Technically, you did offer the service that you said you were going to offer the customer. But, like, come on. Really? Because that's the, honestly, like them, I don't want to offend Jessa here. I probably will. Whether or not they took Jess's idea, that's a shitty thing to do. But honestly, that part I don't really care about that much. However, the idea that, like the whole thing where, you know, phones with really basic issues, charge port, screen, hard drives that just needed enclosure and stuff are getting quoted, you know, close to 4 figures. That's the part that really sticks out to me. And I understand why they do it. It makes sense because they have a business model where they pay so much for each lead in their advertising, in their referral network, affiliate network, all that. That's expensive stuff. You know, you can't charge pennies for recoveries, even easy ones, because you may have paid, for all you know, you may have paid $300 or $400 just to get that customer in the door. So once you've paid $300 or $400 just to get, once you have paid $300 or $400 to get a customer in the door, you're kind of limited in the options that you can offer with regards to discounts or more fair pricing. Son of a bitch. I put this weight set where I can't close my door. There we go. I understand from a business perspective why they're doing what they're doing, and I used to work at a business for 4 days in 2009 that had the same strategy. Their strategy was, we're going to pay as much as humanly possible in advertisements and AdWords and referrals and affiliate and all that stuff. But if you bring us a machine that has nothing wrong with it but a bad charger, we're going to bill you $150 and pretend that we replaced a charge port on it. And the reason they had to do that is because they may have paid $60 or $70 to have that customer walk in. So you can't just be honest with them because you paid $60 to have that customer. I tried to fix a DC inboard in a 2015 MacBook Air, broke the little plug wires with shaky hands. Garbo, or still Rossman Group, it was affordable. If you broke the DC in, you can just buy another DC in online for $20, you know? There's not much really for me to, I mean, like, is it possible to try and fix the DC inboard? Yes, but you could just buy a DC inboard for $20. Like, if somebody just has a bad screen, what I would do is I would just tell them, you know, you got a bad... If it's an iPhone, it's different. Because with other phones, like, getting to the screen is a fucking cluster of horse shit of, like, you know... There are phones out there where charging $200 or $300 for a screen replacement is totally reasonable. But if someone has, like, an iPhone 5, you know, and it's a bad screen, like, just tell them it's a fucking bad screen. You know, maybe bill them for some of your time to get the data and all that, but... Or if it's a phone with a bad charge port, you know, it's like... To bring you my 13-inch Mac Pro, went on and went off, keyboard and trackpad. I wonder if I could sit down and wait for wait for it to be repaired. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, maybe when I hire another 5 people. I'm sorry I laughed at that. That wasn't very nice, but yeah, wait for it to be repaired. Yeah, once I finish all the laptops that showed up a week and a half ago, I will then do yours. Like, we have 3 new people starting right now. So John just got started. Andy just got started. There was someone who took Jess's course that's going to be starting soon, potentially. But yeah. LOL on wait for it to be fixed. Sorry. That shouldn't be funny, but right now it kind of is, because... Yeah, I do have to try to find a way to figure out which ones are the money and which ones aren't, though, because there's a lot of machines where people, you know, they're not able to pay. And I feel bad that they're not able to pay. It's just with the inrush that we've gotten recently, I really have to figure out a way to separate the ones that can pay from the ones that can't. Where is Steve with hard drive videos? We have had very little time to do them, and that's been one of the very big disappointments of 2020, is that I really wanted to have more time to do more hard drive videos, and I have not had the time to do more hard drive videos than the ones that I've done. I haven't even had time to do videos myself. That has been a disappointment, and that sucks. But yeah, I haven't had time to do shit. I really haven't. Like, the last month and a half has just been running around like a chicken without a head, keeping the whole place from falling apart. That has been what I've been doing. Alright, so this is stuck with some sticky substance shit. You're funny sometimes, but I understand, yes. Like, don't get me wrong, the people in the front will open the machine and try to give you an idea of what's wrong with it while you wait, as they answer 11 phone calls that will show up all at the same fucking time. Which always happens. Every time 2 people walk in, there's like 20 phone calls. We actually just got someone. But, yeah, like, fix it while you wait. Once every tech does not have 15 to 20 items in their queue, many of which are a week old, then we will get started on that. I'm just kind of like work the board free because I know it's stuck with some... there we go. There was some sticky, nasty shit that was sticking it to the machine. It's kind of sad because we used to be at a point where you could actually no, for board repairs we were never while you wait. I don't think I was ever while you wait board repair shop. That doesn't exist. But like we were at least, like only a few days behind. But we're working on it. At some point I'd like to not be completely far behind. The problem is that there's not a lot of qualified people. And like the amount of people that will show up and and claim that they know how to do this from watching the videos and then show up and not know what PP bus is or how to hold a hot air station, it's fucking embarrassing. It's not embarrassing to them, it's embarrassing to me. Because I've been saying for the last few years, it's great that I look at all the training materials I provided to train people to learn how to do this from my videos. And it's like, no, my training videos suck. Clearly my training videos haven't taught people jack shit. That is what it is. Alright, clearly my training videos suck balls. Because the people that show up saying, I've been watching your videos for 5 years, don't know how to hold a hot air station. And they don't know what a PP bus is. Alright, so we're still at the whole 24 milliamps thing. We're still at the whole 24 milliamps thing, even once we've unplugged everything. So I'm going to take a nice look over the board with the microscope. One of the things that I've been teaching the new people that have been starting here is what's important is to use your eyes before you use your brain, because you don't want to waste your brain before you need it. Your eyes are going to tell you a lot of stuff. So let's look over the board and see if we find anything now, shall we? Just got to get my microscope readjusted. Okay, that looks pretty bad, doesn't it? That's next to the RAM. That's next to Wi-Fi, and that looks pretty bad. Okay, what else do we got? That's minor. That doesn't really seem to be going over any probe points, but I will confirm that with my little knife. Repairathon, says Jason Barney. Maybe. Yeah, this is purely cosmetic over here. That's not the stuff that matters. Other side of the board. This is the kind of stuff that I'd expect the ultrasonic cleaner to clean up a little bit. This is cosmetic over here. That doesn't matter. That's liquid damage, but that's not liquid damage that matters. You have this stuff over here, which it shows you that liquid got to the board in some way, but it's not really something that matters. It would if it was going over some sort of capacitor cluster. Right here by the sleep sensor, we have a solder ball. All right. That's interesting. All right, so we're going to focus on the 2 areas that are the nastiest. This is an 820-00163 board. Let's see if I have a schematic for this, and let's see if Flex Board View is capable of opening that schematic properly. Okay, so we are opening the Flex Board View program right now that I use to show you the schematic and all that good stuff, and we're going to see if it's able to show me what I need to see. Okay. Schematic and board view on the screen. Of course, it's going to show up in the wrong direction. That is, yep, that's how we do. It's fine, no big deal. Not salty. Okay. So we're over here. So on the bottom RAM chip, right on top of this FET, we have whatever these resistors are. So that's what I'm going to look up. Schematic and board view. Okay. So this is a cap to ground from PPVin S5 high side computing iSense. Another cap to ground on PPVin high side computing iSense. So what is that? PPVin high side computing iSense, I'm guessing, is going to be PP bus G3 hot after it goes through a current sense resistor. And it probably is. Yep, that's PP bus G3 hot. So let's take a look and see if that's shorted ground. That's not shorted to ground. Alright, so what do we have on the other side? There's some pretty nasty corrosion on this. What are you? What do you do? A while back you made a video where you said you didn't enjoy making board repair videos as much. Do you still enjoy live streaming, or is that the same? Honestly, I definitely don't enjoy this the way that I used to, and that's probably because I've done it a million, zillion, gazillion times, and it's just gotten old and boring. Yeah, like, it does kind of get old to do the same thing over and over again. All right, so what does this chip do? This chip takes PP3V3S5 and turns it into 1VSO. So if I had to guess, what was more important? So you have to understand here, you have to understand the thought process. So we have two areas that are corroded. One area that's corroded is for PP bus G3 hot to ground, and PP bus G3 hot is not shorted to ground. So as nasty as this looks, and I'm definitely not leaving it like this if I fix it for the customer, this is not my problem, that's not my focus. Next area of corrosion is for an SO rail. Now, the computer quickly tries to turn on, it takes an amp or 2 amps, and then immediately turns off, and is stuck at 22 milliamps, which leads me to believe that something's wrong with those rails. So I would most likely want to replace this, focus on this section of the computer before I focus on the other. And I'm hoping that you get an idea of why it is I'm deciding to focus on this before I focus on the other piece. I'm trying to really prioritize it based on what's in front of me. All right, so I'm just going to take off the Wi-Fi card because I don't need that for this specific point. And we are going to do a little makeover of this area. By the way, how's the microscope image looking? I hope the microscope image is looking nice. Okay. Wait a second, I don't have a fume extractor. Son of a bitch. Oh, shit. I forgot they took it for the new guy. You? I don't have a fume extractor. Huh? I don't have a fume extractor.
You don't have a fume extractor. What's up?
I don't have a fume extractor.
Huh?
I don't have a fume extractor.
You don't have... Oh, yeah, I stole yours.
Yeah. Did the new one come in yet?
You can take mine for now if you want.
Did the new one come in yet, or no?
Fume extractor?
No, I...
Turn on that gigantic thing in the ceiling.
You can take mine.
Wait, where's the new one? Because I think I ordered one from T Equipment. Has it shown up yet?
Hold on.
I got one from T Equipment last week.
Is it this?
That looks like it would be a fume extractor.
You pull down. Oh, this is heavy. Shit, never mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is the fume extractor really this heavy? Or is this some other Oh, that's a microscope. Son of a bitch.
Never. Oh, fuck. Alright.
What's in this one? This is T equipment. This is FA430. That's a fume extractor.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Alright, so back that one out.
That's a microscope. Remember the guy with the randomly crashing computer? He sent it back in an envelope.
Why?
There you go. That explains randomly crashing right there.
Oh.
Why the fuck do you send your stuff here in an envelope? That is so...
I don't want to do that.
This is nice packaging. I gotta...
Yeah, the tape is nice.
The power supply is here.
I might steal that. I want that power supply.
I like the programmable one. It's pretty.
I have the on go.
Oh, yeah. How are you? Someone's...
Are you still looking for a good bike repair? I saw your video. Are you looking for a good bike repair guy?
No, I'm good. I found one at Excel Cycles.
Okay, I go to this guy in Tribeca who's amazing.
Oh, cool. He's staring at me. Help.
Okay, that's pipe probably, right?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Shit, why'd I walk up here?
Okay. Pull down. Come on, blocks.
I wonder if this comes with a pipe inside.
That thing, that's what you're holding. That's probably the pipe in your hand. Alright.
Shit. I forgot one for me. That means that I still need to... Is the one you're using for Andy as well?
No, Andy has his own. Chris listens too, but
So Andy has one that's just for him?
yeah. Well, we can probably split Andy's into two. I just need duct. I just need Paul to make me a duct fitting. There you go. Because I asked Chris if he needs two, and he says he needs to put his arm out.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this.
Let's go.
Yay. Does it have that little filter thingy? Pre-filter?
Yeah. Oh no.
Tell me that's sold separately for $700. Okay. I was about to lose my mind. For $700, if they sold that pre-filter separately, I was gonna go to fucking Hacko headquarters and hang them off using their own fucking tubing. All right.
Can you make me a long duct that goes to Andy's thing, and then have the end just be a Hacko pipe? I think that would have
This is over $140.
It's really, and I've looked for this bendable tubing. You can't find it.
I'll just get another one of the...
Disposable tubing you can't find. But we can get like
If you
something else.
If you get me flexible duct, there is the end tubing that Andy found for his thing. That's pretty much better than this. Yeah, grab that cable too.
Because I've looked for this in like a whole spool, like to get 20 feet of it or something.
What's the name of that end duct that you like? The lock line? Lock line.
That's expensive though. That's the ones that are like individual things.
Yeah.
That's probably more expensive than this.
Yes, but the point is, if I can have 3 lock lines at the end of my desk and a cheap duct.
Yeah, you only use a short distance of it, then you just use cheap ducting to get there.
What do you think? This is. I would have to get it from there all the way around up to here. Because Chris, they can't share basically because Chris needs both.
Chris doesn't need both all the time.
I don't know.
Like how often does he use the Zell mount? He doesn't need it when he's not using the Zell mount.
I'll just get another one of these things. Can you...
But that's not long enough.
Attach? This is for my desk.
No, this isn't long enough for over here. We need to find the longer solution.
That's what I'm saying. Buy a cheap duct and do lock line at the end. Like
But
one.
it would be cheaper to get this than
Really?
lock line.
Really?
Yeah, lock line's very expensive.
Isn't it like? I saw like $20 for 3 feet.
For 2 inch?
For 2 inch, really?
Well, you need to get 2 inch.
Oh, on, man. I'm trying to look for solutions.
I mean, see what
Yeah.
it all costs. If you find a cheap version of it, then yeah.
The worst case scenario is one person at one desk will have one of these. But if this is too close up to customers for them to be able to like, you know, have solder smell and all that,
Yeah.
because it will pollute the entire store. Yay!
My pipe or your pipe?
I have pipe. Much expensive. Fume extractors. Oh, these Hacko fume extractors are so fucking expensive. Metcal makes one, but it's really not much cheaper. I know Weller and Pace make them as well, but they are not much cheaper. Okay. You just plug this in under my desk and then I can get back to fixing this board. I also have a $700 gigantic air scrubber in the store as well that I run at low on the day and high after we close, just to try to keep the air quality here somewhat decent. So in case there is solder fumes or random or just like a bunch of dust from opening all the packages that makes its way through, I don't want people to be breathing in garbage throughout the course of their day. You know, I don't want people getting sick as a result of being here or fucking up their health so that they can fix more MacBooks. Okay, fume extractor is almost here. We're almost here. Just gotta pull it through. Yeah, you can look it up online. Hacko FA430. Fuck, this thing's expensive. Expensive. But I can't have a store with like 10 people soldering inside of here and out of a fume extractor. I just can't do that. They make those cheap $100 ones with a fan and a piece of carbon, but those things are pieces of shit. Could you start serving ThinkPads? They're liquid resistant. What's the point? Alright. Alright, so just so that I know when I'm doing my editing, where to go back to the board. Alright. It feels weird that I have to use Super Chat, but there's an app called Should I Answer that you can find on Google Play that will rectify your scam calls problem. It's fairly robust, you know. Thank you, Nitrocaster. You don't have to use Super Chat. You could use normal chat. I read the normal chat. I just can't read the normal chat when I'm in the other room. So I was in the other room so that I could pick up the fume extractor. All right. So. My tweezers look weirder than they did before I left. Strange. Why don't you build a duct that blows all the fumes outside? You have to suck it up from the point that it's at, because if you build a large duct to try to suck everything up, it's just going to wind up Like the fumes are, you're gonna inhale them, and then they're gonna go outside. The whole idea is to get them before you inhale them, because it doesn't really matter if you send it outside after you've already inhaled it. Yeah, also that would require modifying the building in some ways, and that's a real rabbit hole right there. I saw that little solder ball. He's not getting away. If he thinks he is, he's got another thing coming. I caught you, little bastard. You rat bastard. Okay, so we move over here. I'm actually going to reflow this one individual piece of RAM because I know that it most likely got owned with liquid. I'm going to have to heat this RAM up anyway in order to heat up the board enough to get those caps off, or at least kind of clean up the junk around them. Because remember, those caps are not actually shorted. I'm just going to knock those caps off anyway. They look like shit. And they're not that important, so we'll see if it'll be able to turn on without them. As nasty and as rusty as that looks, if you look really close, if you zoom in, you'll notice that those traces on the board are actually completely fine, and the covering is still on top of the traces. So nothing really went wrong over here besides the cosmetics. Like, it was close, you know, but it looks like that was purely a cosmetic problem. So next up, what I want to do is see if it turns on. See if we get any difference in our results. "24 milliamps. And it is as dead as it was before we did anything at all. Okay, we may actually have to use our brain a little bit here. Boo. Alright, let's just check out some of the good old-fashioned basics. PP bus is the 12.5. PP5 ES5 is a steady 5 volts, not jumping back and forth. Hopefully it's not brain dead indeed. You never know though. Paul Daniels is watching. He's going to be trolling me. Is PP3V3S5 present? We can see that over here. Thank you, Mario. What do you think about Apple stocks going up? Don't care. PP3V3S5. 3.44. That's a weird number, but it's steady, so I'll take it. Alright, we're going to take a look and see if there's any other corrosion that I missed. It is weird, Paul Daniels. I'll give you that, it is weird. This very minor corrosion over here is not going to do anything. It's not even going between a chip. Do wonder how our employee, the ultrasonic cleaner, would handle this board. It would be kind of interesting if this actually worked out of an ultrasonic, but didn't work right now. Now, was there anything else by that corroded area that I could have missed? That's really just PP-G3 hot to ground right there, and that's obviously not shorted. Solder ball. Solder ball by that cap. What are you? PP5ES4. Solder ball by a PP5ES4 capacitor. It's kind of strange. You need about 350, miss my super chat. Oh, sorry, I was staring at the board. I forgot how to do this. For some reason, I don't see your previous super chat. Or perhaps I was in the other room. I was probably looking at the board. I have taken so much time off from the... kind of forgot how to stream. Anyway, let's see. I got 13 kiloohms to ground there. That's not going to be it. No, we don't have a short on PP5ES4. This is a solder ball-y kind of board. Oh, who's calling me? I don't have my headset on. Hello.
An exclusive announcement from Marriott Hotel.
Yo, you guys gotta chill. You fucking cunts. Fuck you. You. Okay. Alright, so we're at the Hail Mary point right here of hopefully there's some liquid that I can't see that's under a CPU or something. And hopefully an ultrasonic changes things. Because we had liquid over here. This is something that creates PP1v5SO for the CPU. And if that rail gets 3.3, something tells me that the CPU would not be happy. I think this may be a case of the CPU not being happy. Or random corrosion. I think this is just going to be a case of little CPU and psh. Then again, we had liquid here. What's this regulator for? What do you do? You are responsible for... Let's see. That's responsible for the GPU vCore. I don't know. So we had liquid here. What are the chances that you got burned? I don't know. Worth replacing? Hard to tell if that'll be a waste of time. Alright, so I'm gonna take the approach of I am gonna take the approach of ultrasonic and pray. Ultrasonic and pray. Your new moto can block that number. Perhaps. I just don't feel like it right now. Because they just call from different numbers. It doesn't matter how many times they change it. Swear, you know what I'm going to do? Next time I go to a right to repair hearing, I am going to stay at a Marriott hotel, and then I'm going to file a chargeback on them. That's going to be how I compensate myself for all the times that I picked up one of their robocalls. They call from different numbers each time. I'm going to stay at a Marriott, and then I'm going to file a chargeback. And then I'm going to have the whole hotel for free. That's what I'm going to do. Because, like, I mean, seriously, what right do you have to constantly call me on my personal phone and spam me? You don't have the right to do that. Maybe you think you have the right to do that. All right, cool. You want to fuck with me? Two people can play at that game, you fucking pricks. Two people can play that fucking game. Any tips for soldering capacitors? I can't for the life of me get them to stick to the board. You're not when you're using the tweezers, you're probably you probably have the let's say this is your tweezer, right? And this is the cap. You're probably grabbing it like this, so that when you try to put it on the board, you can't put it on the board because the tweezers are in the way. You need to grab it like this so that when you place it on the board, this is the tweezer, this is the cap, it actually is placed on the board and is touching the board. So I think your tweezers may be touching the board instead. But without seeing it, I can't really tell. F you, Copaz. I know that's you. Okay, so I'm going to unplug all of this stuff, and we're going to put this through the ultrasonic cleaning process, and then we're going to pray that it works, because I don't got an answer after this. At that point, this is an open-ended problem. It could be literally anything, and those problems suck. Someone here thinks they're a gangster, I think. Why am I missing PM sleep?
Which one?
My PP1v5SO regulator has liquid on an A1398 board, and now I have no PM sleep.
Did CPU. On which board?
00163, 2015.
Remove DDR reg PM sleep S4L DDR reg enable. If PM sleep comes back, then CPU.
Roar. Not fair. I don't want that CPU.
Let's have 1v05. What is it? Made off at 5 volts?
It's made off of 3V. PP3V3 makes PP1V5.
So it's in 3 volts where 1 volt's supposed to be.
Those locks,
Yes.
those look like you could snap them with your index finger.
It's just a deterrent to keep people from going in my drawers.
Did it work?
Yes. You could easily just feel the combination out, but it's just a deterrent.
Deterrent.
You need to be absolutely certain that you want to violate my drawers.
I love this. I like that printing.
I want to make it full size.
Okay, now we get the other side. We actually have a second ultrasonic now that we use for alcohol. I really like it. So first we ultrasonic each side in Branson EC at 60 Celsius. Then it gets put into an alcohol vat. The whole purpose of the alcohol vat is to kind of displace the water. Then after that it gets ultrasonic in unheated room temperature alcohol, then dry. Then you see if it works. This one's on. Ultrasonic. What a beautiful sound, isn't it? That's ultrasonic. That's called the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, now we wait for it to dry. While we wait for that to dry, we move on to the next one because that's going to take a while. It's kind of boring. It's literally watching a board dry. I mean, who the fuck wants to watch that? Okay, we're back in my space. Thanks for your board streams. Love your work. Well, it would be nicer if the stuff I did actually worked, now wouldn't it? You accept any of your regular employees working from home? Yes and no. I mean, how are you going to fix a board from home when the boards are here? I got to deliver them to you, and then you got to deliver them back. More chance for shit to get lost. More time wasted. Mm-hmm. I don't have a good feeling about the one that I'm opening up right now because the screws are all stripped on the bottom. This is gonna suck. Okay. All my little blue pry thingies seem to be gone. They used to be here. Here we go, pry tool. Piece of shit alcohol dispenser. I have the alcohol dispenser that you get from Allspec. That thing is a piece of shit. Everybody else has a good one. I'm the last one left with the shit one. Okay, so we're going to unplug the battery like we always do. You always complain about that dispenser, but you keep using it. Why? Because it's on my desk. I use it because it's here. I use what is on my desk. Oh, now I'm sad. I had a USB-C charger in my office and it's gone. That's not fair. Need USB-C charger.
What you need?
USB-C charger.
Annie's gonna get it today.
I have to buy more of them.
Yeah, I still have his shit because I didn't have anything, and he wasn't going back.
We should buy more. We also need to abolish the 60-watt charge MagSafes.
Yes. I thought we'd have. We haven't bought any since Daniel made the mistake.
What?
2 giant UPS deliveries.
A lot of it is Uline. This is the incoming section, though. This kind of looks like the old store, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Look at the tiny little hallway we have to walk through.
No, it really does. Like, people are walking around shit again. How long did it take to make the new store into the old store? Like 6 months, 5 months, 6 months? Damn. We made 2,300 square feet look like 600 like that.
With 4 times the amount of people there.
Well, we had like 12 to 13 before, and now we're up to maybe 17, 18, 6. God bless you. We need to get another one of these. By one, I mean 2.
To get, yeah, 2 or 3. Is this the 97? Yeah, this will.
You have Amazon account?
Run everything. Huh?
You have Amazon account thing to be able to buy it? All right.
Buy 2 more?
Yeah.
I know.
Hello.
To buy used or new?
Used if possible.
But then eBay.
They're gonna. I mean, Amazon sometimes is an option for used.
Okay.
If they don't, then just get it new. Kitty cat. I have a cat named Mr. Clinton, and sometimes I look at him and he goes meow meow. But it's usually an angry meow meow. It's the meow of an angry Clinton. All right, let's see what's wrong with this one. I think everybody at the store was kind of preparing for my COVID death. All this stuff is missing from my desk. I figured out, fuck it, hopefully he's gone and never coming back. We don't have to deal with management anymore. Let's steal all of his shit while we're at it. Well, I didn't die. I'm still here. Okay. So we got 5 volts, 14 milliamps, and then it goes back down to 0. That's kind of weird. And we also have a board that has underfilled CD3215s. That kind of sucks. So my amp meter says that we're stuck. So let's get the board out of the case and see what happens from there. See what the other side of this board looks like. Oh no. Oh no. What did you do? What did you do? Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how scraped up this is. You fucked this so bad. You fucked your screen up. Oh man. Why would you do that? Alright, so I'm only going to fix this board if it's an easy fix, because there's a chance that it needs a screen, and if it needs a screen and a board, there's a very high chance that they're not going to want to pay for it. Let's see. So here we have an A1706, and it's stuck at 5 volts there, 0 to 12 milliamps. That's no good, and as you can see, there has been some screwery here because the screen looks like shit. That screen flex cable is destroyed. And there were also some strip screws in the bottom of it. I'm fairly certain. I laughed when I found the new phone has a magnetometer in it. Magnetometer. Oh, I read that as magnetrometer. There's a good chance that the screen on this is destroyed by whoever opened it before. So if this is anything but a basic board repair, I can't really do much. Because the chances, if it's a hard board repair and I spend a lot of time fixing the board and the screen is bad, there's a very high certainty that they will say no to fixing screen and the board because that is not worth it. But I didn't break the screen, so it's not my fault. Yeah, I have to take the screen out of the case or put another board that works in there. That's a time sink as well. I'd have to find a board that works, take it out of its machine, and then plug it, and then like put it over here, overlap it, and then plug it into the screen. That's a waste of time. Then again, also fixing this if it's not easy is a waste of time. So one way or the other. Just... This is for certain a bad screen. Look at those probe points. Okay, so on the right you have a healthy probe point. On the left you have an unhealthy probe point. This most certainly has a bad screen, so there's no way this dude is going to approve this repair. Now, I have some used machines that may have screen assemblies that are decent, but yeah. So if this is anything other than a really basic board repair, I can't do it because we have to factor in that it needs a screen as well. Ah, there we go. The charge ports look butchered too. Oh, and you fucking long screwed one of the charge ports on the side. Are you serious? Are you serious? Alright, so my budget of patience for this board is going to be, like, if it's one cap that's broken, I'll fix it. Like, if I have to knock off one cap to make it work again, I'll fix it. Otherwise, this goes in the trash. So let's see if that's the case. Alright, this is a CD3215, and it has solder balls around it. So somebody probably tried to reflow it. Oh, you can actually tell because this cap is moved. So someone tried to reflow an underfilled CD3215. Nice. Yeah, get this the fuck out of here. This leaves my desk immediately. You can see there was corrosion over here. Some of it got cleaned off by that resistor. Yeah, get off my desk. This is... So the problem here is going to be... Oh, look at that. Look at that resistor. They tried to reflow a fucking underfilled chip. Oh, come on. You tried to reflow underfilled chips. Get out of here. Let's see, is PP3V3 even there? Let's see. Let's open up 820-00239. So the problem that we have here, yeah, PP3V3 underscore G3 hot is going to be on this cap, but that cap looks like it's shorted. So this literally, the problem with this machine was most likely this cap over here that I'm going to point to once my multimeter probe stops running away, was shorted to ground as a result of corrosion. This thing. I'm going to get ripped that off the board right now. Yeah, let me just rip that cap off. Most likely our original issue was that. But now that the CD3215, someone tried to reflow an underfilled one, I just knocked the cap off there, that goes to ground, but it's not really too big a deal. Come on. All right. And we have this one over here for the LDO. Okay. That LDO is probably shorted to ground. The only problem with this board originally was most likely that PP3V3 underscore G3 hot was shorted to ground. But now, it's probably totally dead. Let's do some voltage measurements. Yeah, 3.4 on PP3V3. And also we have a different profile. It's taking 29 to 56 milliamps rather than 0 to 15 now. So we did change something. The problem is that every one of these fucking CD3215s needs to be replaced, and they have underfill on them. Man, that's bullshit. Okay, let's see. Maybe we got lucky. So these resistors on the side, these are, let's see what they're for. So this one that looks disgusting, this is for DisplayPort. I don't give a shit about DisplayPort. Like the external screen, who cares? This is a debug resistor going to ground. That is virtually useless. We don't care about that. That's not important right now. The ones that are important are the ones for speaking to the SPI ROM. So this is actually a really sad case. Yeah, this is kind of depressing because this was. Okay, we have one over here. This is an I2C that goes to a JTAG connector. All right, so the other one that's corroded in here, this goes to a JTAG. So yeah, what we would have to do here to make this work is likely replace every CD3215. That's a difficult board repair. I can't really discount that. And the problem is that we also need to budget in that this machine needs a new screen. That's not happening. So this is going to probably wind up in the data recovery or no fix. Yeah, data recovery or no fix for this pretty much. That cap out of there. Yeah, you can't reflow. It's not possible to reflow an underfilled chip. You can't do it. Don't try. So both ones on that side boot loop. On the left side, what I'm doing right now is I'm plugging it into the left side charge ports. The bottom one doesn't boot loop, and I want to see which one doesn't boot loop is going to tell me which CD3215 is the bad one. Unfortunately, on the left side, neither of them boot loop. I'm tempted to try to solve this. I really am. But there's so many tickets in the queue right now that I can't waste time on something that's going to be a no fix. Alright, so unfortunately this one's going to have notes left that it's fucked. Underfill is that stuff that goes around the solder balls and encapsulates everything. And if that happens, you're not going to be able to do my typical put flux in the chip and reflow it. Because as the solder balls expand, since they have no place to move, there's no place for them to expand to, they're going to explode. And then the entire balling job of the chip, it doesn't work. So this is junk. That's 0 for 2 right now. 3571. And just add some notes. Excuse me. It's a fairly unproductive stream. Alright, time to email them. Hi, it looks like this would need board repair and a screen replacement. Board repair is... Okay. That's going to be a no fix, pretty most likely, because I sincerely doubt they will agree to board repair plus screen. I also imagine I'm going to get an angry email back. Why is it not fixable? Alright, let me see if that other board that I worked on before, which most likely is a dead CPU, is actually a dead CPU.
Right. Yeah, you're on a different level. Then so it's like I'm talking about people just trying to pay bills.
Cookies ready.
Hot, 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 hot. Huh? I'm gonna cool it off before I turn it on. That's it. All right, it's nice and cool. Cool air fan. Well, that's kind of sad. I know, you can just check PP bus to the CPU or resistance to ground. But I'm still a hopeful person. I am still a hopeful man. But here, the hope has gone. Press F in the chat. Press F in the chat. That's it for today. And you didn't really learn anything. When your customers reflow the underfilled CD3215, send them to an Apple store. That's what we learned today.